call the meeting to order at this time.
What do you think, Nancy?
I can hear me.
Thank you.
Mr. Childs, if you would do the invocation, Miss Stennett lead us in the pledge.
Please stand. Your Heavenly Father, thank you for the love. Thank you for everything that we have. Help us to make the right decisions as we set up here as a council for us and the citizens of this county. Help us to make the right decisions and help our country. So be with us, guide us, direct us, and forgive us when we fail you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on the agenda is the reading of the minutes of the previous council meeting. Members of the council have had an opportunity to review them. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is communications from the mayor. Fall is in the air. Hopefully these old blistering temperatures are going to be gone. If you've driven around the city, I think you've noticed some dirt moving going on at 2 or 3 locations. Jack's is scheduled to open Wednesday. Just be sure and go out and support him this weekend if you have an opportunity. And that's just about all I have tonight. The next item is zoning matters. We have none. Next item, ordinances. Ordinance number 1, second reading of ordinance number 2017-06. Mr. Stoltz.
Ordinance 2017-06, amendment to the Soil and Erosion Sediment Control Ordinance, an ordinance to amend the Code of Ordinances, City of Port Oglethorpe, Georgia, to provide for certain revisions of the Soil Erosion and Sediment Control Ordinance, to amend definitions of CPESC and final stabilization, Chapter 34, Article 2, Section 34 definition, to provide for provisions therein as authorized by state law, to provide for modification, to provide for severability, to repeal conflicting ordinances or parts thereof, to provide for an adoption effective date, and for all other purposes allowed by law. Whereas the duly elected governing authority of the City of Port Oglethorpe is authorized under Article 11, Section 2, Paragraph 3 of the Constitution of the State of Georgia, the Official Code of Georgia annotated 3635-3, and the Charter of the City of Port Oglethorpe, to adopt reasonable ordinances to protect and improve public health, safety, welfare, and aesthetics to the citizens of the City of Port Oglethorpe, Georgia. And whereas the duly elected governing authority of the City of Port Oglethorpe is vested in the City Council, composed of the mayor and 5 council members. Whereas the Georgia Erosion and Sediment Act, OCGA 1278A2, requires review, revision, amendment to a local issuing authority ordinances within 12 months of any amendment to the chapters, and whereas the model soil erosion, sediment, and pollution control ordinance was revised by the state to include modified definitions of CPESC and a final stabilization, now therefore is ordained by and for the governing authority of the City of Port Oglethorpe that the soil and erosion and sediment ordinances for the City of Port Oglethorpe are hereby amended as follows. Sets out the old and the new to comply with Georgia law and is available in the clerk's office.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 2 under ordinances. First reading, ordinance number 2017-07, permit fee ordinance. Mr. Stoltz.
Ordinance number 2017-7, ordinance to set permit fees, whereas the duly elected governing authority of the City of Port Oglethorpe, Georgia is authorized under Article 9, Section 2, Paragraph 3 of the Constitution of the State of Georgia, the Official Code of Georgia annotated 3635-3, and the Charter of the City of Port Oglethorpe, Georgia, to adopt reasonable ordinances to protect and improve public health, safety, welfare, and aesthetics of the citizens of the City of Port Oglethorpe, and Whereas the duly elected governing authority for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia is vested in the city council composed of the mayor and city council members, and whereas all ordinances, part thereof that's in conflict are hereby repealed, and whereas that if any part of the ordinance shall be invalid, unconstitutional, shall the invalidity or unconstitutional shall not affect the other parts of the ordinance unless it clearly appears that such parts are wholly and necessary dependent upon part being held invalid. Now therefore it is hereby ordained by the governing party of the city of Fort Oglethorpe that the following shall constitute the amended permit fee schedule as required by the charter for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, section 615. This ordinance shall take effect from and after its adoption by the mayor and city council. Sets out new fees available in the clerk's office.
Thank you, Mr. Stutz. Item number 3, under ordinances, first reading, annexation of ordinance number 2017-08, Justin Hunt, 990 Steel Road, Rossville, Georgia. Mr. Stutz.
Yes. Ordinance number 2017-08, annexation, be it ordained by the mayor and city council of the city of Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, and is hereby ordained by the authority thereof, section 1, that the following property owned by Justin Hunt and HTH Development known as 990 Steel Road is annexed into the city of Fort Oglethorpe. Said property is particularly described in this annexation ordinance. Section 2, if any part of this ordinance shall be held to be invalid or unconstitutional, such invalidity or unconstitutionality shall not affect or impair other parts of this ordinance unless it clearly appears that such other parts are wholly and necessarily dependent upon the part held to be invalid or unconstitutional. This ordinance shall take effect from and after its adoption by the mayor and city council. This is the first reading. Ordinance is available with the property description in the clerk's office.
Thank you, Mr. Stutz. Item number 4, under ordinance, first reading, zoning ordinance number 2017-09, rezone to R5 residential multifamily zoning, Justin Hunt, 990 Steel Road, Rossville, Georgia. Mr. Stutz.
Ordinance number 2017-09, rezoning, be it ordained by the mayor and council of the city of Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, and is hereby ordained by the authority thereof, section 1, that the following property owned by Justin Hunt and HTH Development, known as 990 Steel Road, Rossville, Georgia 30741, is hereby rezoned to an R5 residential multifamily zone. Said property is particularly described in the ordinance attached to that ordinance. If any part of the ordinance shall be held to be invalid or unconstitutional, such invalidity or unconstitutionality shall not affect or impair other parts of this ordinance unless it clearly appears that such other parts are wholly and necessarily dependent upon that part held to be invalid or unconstitutional. This ordinance shall take effect from and after its adoption by the mayor and city council. This is the first reading, and description of property is available as the attachment in the clerk's office.
Thank you, Mr. Stutz. Next item on the agenda is resolutions. We have none. Next item on the agenda is unfinished business. We have none. Next item is reading of the city clerk of any communications. We have none. Next item on the agenda is new business. Item number 1, proposed approval of the purchase of mosquito chemicals. Mr. Long.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Proposing tonight to purchase a 30-gallon drum of mosquito chemical, which this is a concentrated chemical and actually makes 300 gallons of the chemical that we spray out there on a daily basis. But the purchase price is $5,100. The manufacturer of this, which they furnish the machine that does the spraying, so they are a sole provider of this, but they give us, since this was our second drum this year, they give us a $420 discount versus the cost of the first drum, and it will come from line item 100, 5144, 531101. The price is $5,100, and this is a budgeted item.
Thank you, Mr. Long. I have a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 2 under new business, proposed approval of maintenance agreement on 15 rooftop central heating and cooling systems. Mr. Quarles.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Building, Planning, and Zoning Department recommends approval of the amount of the annual HVAC maintenance agreement to the low bidder Air Comfort HVAC in the amount of $5,295.84. The city's HVAC maintenance agreement with Jake Marshall Incorporated expired on July 1st, 2017. The city received 4 quotes for annual maintenance of the 15 rooftop central heating and cooling systems in August of 2017. Annual preventive maintenance services include quarterly full safety inspections and belt and filter replacement. Additionally, a 21-point mechanical inspection, system performance inspection, condensate drain line cleaning, and condenser coil cleaning will be performed once per year. If approved, the first term of the agreement will be October 1st, 2017 through September 31st, 2018. The contract has 3 one-year renewal options.
Thank you, Mr. Quarles. I have a motion to approve.
I make a motion.
Do I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Saving money.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Next item on the agenda, City Manager's Report. Ms. Simpkins.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. First, I'd like to say thank you to city staff, especially the department directors, for their hard work on the 2018 proposed operating and capital budget. Everyone has the mayor and city council have a copy, and a copy will be available in the city clerk's office. Tonight is not a reading, but there's just some time to allow you all to look through it and ask any questions that you may have. And I'd also like to say congratulations to Steve Brown and Wayne Meese for receiving Wastewater Collection System Operator State Certification, as well as a congratulations to the City of Fort Oglethorpe's Firefighter of the Year, who's Terry Warnicks, as well as the City of Fort Oglethorpe Police Officer of the Year, Lieutenant John McGrath. That's all, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Simpkins. Next item on the agenda, City Council comments. Mr. Crawford.
I'd just like to give Coach Bo Campbell congratulations. Since the last meeting we had, he's reeled off 2 victories for the Warriors, and that school and that football at Lakeview is well deserving of it. They've been working hard, so got their first 2 wins of the year, and hopefully they'll continue more. And the only other thing is, I didn't know Fort Oglethorpe had a paparazzi. It just means it's got it's good to see you guys out here, and welcome to the great city of Fort Oglethorpe.
Thank you, Mr. Crawford. Mr. Childs.
Mayor, I have no comments.
Thank you, Mr. Childs. Ms. Stinnett.
Thank you, Mayor. I hope everyone has had the opportunity, and if not, please go by the 6th Cavalry Museum for In the Footsteps of Sergeant York. I had the opportunity to see this exhibit, and it is fascinating. So please go to the 6th Cavalry Museum. The exhibit will be here until November the 30th, so don't miss this. Also, we have been talking about some unfortunate suicide activities that have been here in the county. And in rise to these unfortunate incidents is Catoosa Cares has begun. Contact Catoosa Cares. They are a group of caring individuals, and they are going to work together to try to reduce suicide and share depression regulation tools and aftercare for families. October is Bullying Prevention Month, and that's a time when communities come together to raise awareness of peer abuse through outreach and community education. So this is an opportunity for everyone to come together to work to help people in these unfortunate circumstances. CatoosaCares@gmail.com is their contact information. And that's all, gentlemen, ladies.
Thank you, Ms. Stinnett. Ms. James.
I'm going to add to what Craig said about welcome everyone here from UTC. Go Mocs. I'm a former mop. And also, to out Lakeview again, the ladies won the regional in softball, so say congratulations to them.
Thank you, Ms. James. Next item on the agenda, citizens petitions and requests. We have none. Next item on the agenda, executive session. We do not have anything for executive session tonight. Next item on the agenda is adjournment. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned.